Merry Christmas! Okay, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Cool Wall. Now the rules of the Cool Wall are very simple. It does not matter how fast a car is, how reliable it is, how well built it is. All that matters is what I think. So let's get straight into it. With our first car for today will be the McLaren Speedtail. And this one has a wide body kit. Now the McLaren Speedtail is a very, very beautiful car. Don't get me wrong. I mean, to me, it reminds me of Kim Kardashian in a lot of ways. And I think that MSO did definitely get the length right. I mean, you could have a buffet on the rear fender. That's a video idea, Mr. Kashmin. But I think they need to work on the width. But I mean, when you look at this car from the front, like dead on, it just doesn't look outrageous to me. I mean, imagine if Kim Kardashian woke up and she was just from the sides. I'd imagine a heart attack. So, Miss Kardashian West, this car is a health risk to you. But it does have some things going for it. I mean, it's a very fast car. But I mean, if you want a half the quarter mile time, simply start in front of the line instead of behind it. Now, of course, this car is like every other supercar and suffers from the same problems. But there's one thing that differentiates this car from all of those, okay? Because McLaren made a special edition of this car with a special camo or livery or whatever. And guess what they named it? Albert. Can you imagine spending $3 million on a car just to have people come to you and go, "Hey Albert, hi Albert, hey Albert, yo Albert!" And because of that, Albert, this car is uncool. Albert. Now, the next car up today will be the Mercedes AMG 1. Now this car is Lewis Hamilton's child, okay? And I have a lot of bones to pick with it. So basically what Mercedes is trying to do is they're trying to make a F1 car and make it road legal. That's like taking a royal and trying to marry them to a commoner and then telling them to go live in the streets. It's not gonna work out. That is if it ever starts, I mean. Have you gotten yours? But my problems with this go way more than what they're trying to do, because that's admirable, okay? Trying to put an F1 car on the road. A lot of people have tried it. No one has ever succeeded. My problem is, this does not look like a Mercedes. This front looks like a Huracan. The rear looks like a Koenigsegg Regera, and the headlights look like they came from an R8. Basically, I'm 90% sure Lewis Hamilton walked into his garage, said, "I like that, I like that, I like that, and I like that," and they put it together. Mercedes. From Mercedes, this design just looks lazy. I mean, it doesn't look like a Mercedes to me. And it just looks kind of boring. Like, all the curves are kind of like contemporary. I'm pretty sure they saw this, realized it wasn't crazy enough to be a hypercar, and decided to put a roof scoop on it and a shark fin on it. Now I have a theory that Koenigsegg saw Mercedes copy their rear end off the Regera, so they decided to copy the tail fin off the AMG 1 and put it on the Absolute. Just a theory. I'm not giving Hamilton a break. This car is just like you. Second place. Verstappen. 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 You have no idea how happy I am that Lewis Hamilton didn't win for once. My God. Now, next up is less of a car, more of a hero. The McLaren M6 GT. The word special doesn't begin to do this car justice to me, because if the F1 and the SLR were siblings, this is their grandfather. Basically, when Bruce McLaren wanted to race in the Group 4 GT series, he had to have 50 production examples of his car. And as an entrepreneur, he tried to hash out a deal with Peter Agg But unfortunately, with his death, the dream kind of fell apart. This may have been the first McLaren ever. Kind of is. The first one just never got made because it died with him. But as we all know, McLaren didn't die. Thanks to Gordon Murray and the F1, we got all the way to the speed tail. Yeah, I'm sure Bruce would love Albert. McLaren is such a young company, and to think the guy it was named after didn't even build a single car. I think this is a good example of when you really want something, you really dream it, and you really want it with all your heart, the universe will find a way. Ferrari made cars for 40 years, 41 years, and it ended up with the Ferrari F40. Imagine if McLaren had one more year. That is why this car will go on the Mira board. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. Merry Christmas, of course. Oh, I should have said that in the beginning. If you have made it this far, please like, subscribe, and share if you would. And that's it. Peace. Good evening, ladies. This car is I mean, it just feels like lazy design work. Like, nothing in this car stands out. I mean, yes, it has a shark fin on the back, but I am guaranteeing you that they saw I'm pretty sure they saw this, realized that it wasn't cool enough to be called a hypercar, so they put a hood scoop. Honestly, and I'm not giving Hamilton a break. He was originally going to race this in the GT4 series. Basically, when Bruce McLaren wanted to race in the Group 4 GT series, he had to have 50 production. Like, now I can't wait till I get my M6 GT. But until that day,